All right, so there's one thing that almost every single player that I've ever worked with does incorrectly that keeps them from getting spin on their wedges. Now, when you want to spin a golf ball, what's going on here is you have to hit it clean. And by that I mean we got to get the weight shift to the left in front of the golf ball. We have to get our hands leading the way, and we're coming down and pinching the golf ball before we hit the ground. So it's like the club is coming down, hitting the golf ball, then you're hitting the turf in front, and it's because that's that clean contact with a lot of speed, it really nips the golf ball, gets a lot of spin on it. Now, what most players do is the opposite of that. So we see here how that club, my hands are almost 15 or 20 degrees in front of the club head. So this would be 0 degrees, the shaft is straight up and down. This would be leaning forward 15 or 20 degrees. That's the way the pros are doing it. The pros are delivering that club head with about 15 to 20 degrees less loft than the natural loft of it. And we're talking here, shots are actually going to be low launching, high spinning shots. These are shots 40 yards or longer. Now, what most players do is they try to hit at the golf ball, the shaft gets straight up and down, and what ends up happening is instead of hitting that golf ball first, you're going to grab a little bit of grass, of dirt, of water. The club's going to hit the ground. When I flip it, it's going lower earlier, and I'm going to hit some ground behind the golf ball slightly, even if it's just the tops of the grass, and it's going to pick up some of that grass and get it stuck between the ball and the club face. So when I release it early, it starts hitting the grass here, and it slides under it, too much loft, and the ball just slides up the face. When I come down with shaft lean, I come down and compress the golf ball. I pinch the golf ball. It hits all ball first, and it really gets some zip on it because there's nothing between the ball and the club face. So for example here, let me go ahead and hit a shot. I want to see at least, it depends on how hard you hit it, but for every yard that I hit it, I want to have at least 100 RPMs of backspin, and we can get higher and higher than that, the cleaner and cleaner that we hit it. So here we go. We're going to hit one the right way, shaft lean in front, really nip the ball first every single time. That one had a ton of spin on it. And we can see there almost 10,000 RPMs of spin for 74 yards of carry distance. So anything over 7,400 would have been okay. I got that one almost up to 10,000. So 98.29 RPMs of spin. I really came down and caught that one very cleanly on the club face. So there's a trick to doing this. You're probably saying now, okay, I get it. I get that I should be getting shaft lean, but if I could do that, I'd already be doing it. Here's a little workaround. It's almost like cheating a little bit. So we're going to get the ball slightly back in our stance. That's going to help us to hit down and get the golf ball first. Just a little bit back is fine. I don't want to have a big wide stance like this and put it way back. We have our feet fairly close together with the ball on the back end step. Now from there, I'm going to go ahead and lean the shaft forward that 15 or 20 degrees that I talked about. And what I want you to do is I want you to get your body in a position like it'd be at impact, meaning that the hips are going to open, the chest is going to be, the weight's going to be on the front foot, and everything's going to be kind of opening up like this. And then I want you to grab your grip last. So get in position, you'd be at impact, then take your grip that's really comfortable. And then when you come back, that's most likely going to be a much stronger grip than what you're used to, or the hands are going to be much more this way, kind of this side of the club, meaning that my hands are rotated more that way than I'm used to. So if this is a normal grip for most players, the hands are going to be much more turned under like that. Now that's a great cheat because what the pros are doing is they're taking their normal grip and they're bowing the wrist. They're getting this tons of lag in here and really pinching that golf ball that way. But I found a lot of players struggle with that, and I want to get you the feeling of a great hit shot here by cheating a little bit, getting the grip. So lean the shaft forward, get your body into impact position, then grip the club. You're going to notice the thumbs are much more on the right side of the club. You have a very strong grip there. If I was to set the club straight up and down, look how strong my left hand is, or how much my left hand is turned this way on the club. And then the last piece from there is I want to make sure that I try to draw it. So I don't want to get in front of it and chop down and across. I want to feel like it's a draw. It doesn't have to be a draw, but I want to feel like I'm coming from the inside and really releasing that club to ensure that I don't just wipe across it and kind of get a glancing blow. So let's go ahead and try it again. I preset my club, impact position, I take my grip, I go back to normal, and now I feel like I'm still coming from the inside and really pinching this ball on the face. There we go. That's going to have a ton of spin on it there too. 9,700 RPMs for an 88-yard shot carry. That's a little aggressive, a little more aggressive than the first one, and that's the last key there. I never want to slow down when I'm trying to get spin on it. I never want to kind of stop my swing. I want to feel like I'm very aggressive. I really feel like I'm putting pressure all the way through to grab that ball on the club face and really just zip it all the way through there. So that comes to the second piece of this, where maybe you're spinning it back now, maybe you're getting these really solid hit wedge shots, but how do we control the distance, right? How do we hit one 50 yards versus 70 versus 90 and be pretty spot on when we're landing it there? Especially if you get the ball to check up. Ideally, what you'd have every time you hit is you'd have the ball check up and stop right where it ended up. That's going to give you the best distance control. I really don't want the ball to spin back 15 or 20 feet or roll forward 15 or 20 feet. I want it to hit and just stop right where it's at. That's the ideal scenario. Well, I can control my distance if I do a couple things. Most importantly is what I call the clock swing. And it's a variation of this. Most people are taught the clock swing by how far their arm goes back. So let's say that this is 12 o'clock, this is 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock would be over here, and then I'd swing through. That will give me a 9 o'clock distance. But that's actually not correct. It's less about where the arm goes, and it's more about the tempo that the arm moves. Now I've got a great bonus for you. I'm actually going to play a preview of the clock system video that I have, which is great. Not only does it go over where you stop the club, but it goes over that special rhythm that you have to get the ball to fly the right distance time after time after time. It's the rhythm and timing versus just the mechanics of it. All you need to do is go ahead and click on one of the cards that pops up on your screen. If you don't see that, go ahead and click the link down below in the description. Either one of those places will give you instant access to that video. I'm going to share with you the clock swing. Now that you're spinning it a ton, let's get it to land right on the number so that you can have tons of short putts on those par 5s to make birdie, tons of short putts on those par 4s to make birdie. You're just going to have a blast playing golf. Let's go and get started.
Well, I used to actually practice a lot in high school. This is one of my favorite things to do. I had a strip mowed down the back of my yard where I took the lawnmower. My parents probably hated this because I mowed it down to like half-inch turf in the back of the yard because we lived on a farm, and I would set buckets or towels along this, and I would try to set them at those distances that I knew. And maybe I knew my 56 degree went right at 65 yards. So I'd set a bucket 65 yards away, and I would go ahead and do my 9 o'clock swing, and I would try to fly it right into the bucket. And get to where I could tell for sure if I was going to be a couple yards short or a couple yards long, just because it gets so ingrained when you get the rhythm and the finish the same every time. We can use different length backswings to control the distance of our wedge shots. So for example, if we imagine that I'm a clock and 6 o'clock is directly down, my wedge would be at 6 o'clock, or my arms would be at 6 o'clock, I can go back to a 7:30 swing and I can have the same finish and hit at a certain distance, or I can go back to 9 or 10:30 and swing through to the same distance, and that's going to control, or the same finish point, and that's going to control the distance that my wedge shots are going to fly in the air. And I've got to keep that rhythm and that tempo very, very consistent. If I vary my tempos, I can hit at all kinds of different distances. So for example, I could have a real quick tempo 7:30 swing and probably hit this 90 yards. I could have a, maybe not really that far, probably 50 or 60 yards. I could have a very slow tempo 7:30 swing and hit half that distance. So I've got to get my distance the same. I've got to get my rhythm the same. That's the real key to it. And the second piece on there